Hi, everybody, and welcome to Teaching Tip Tuesday, brought to you by the Center for Inclusive Teaching and Learning here at UWSP. This term, I've been showing you different software tools that are available to help you connect with your students, and this week, I think I've got one of the best of them. If you've ever wondered how you could make an interactive online presentation that is similar to the kinds that we get for our mandatory trainings, like our Title IX training or our active shooter training, I've got the program for you. It's called Articulate Storyline. Articulate Storyline is a program that allows you to create interactive online lessons. The interface will feel pretty familiar to anybody who's worked extensively in PowerPoint, but the output couldn't be more different. There are a few key features in Storyline that make it really engaging. The first is the presence of interactive elements. You can insert buttons, sliders, hotspots, all sorts of different things on your slide, which, when students roll over them or click on them, trigger specific actions or effects. This gives students a lot more control in how it is that they're experiencing the presentation. Storyline has layers. This allows a single slide to do double, triple, quadruple duty. You put different material on different layers, and that material can be revealed as a result of triggers that you set for some of the interactive elements. Unlike PowerPoint, which allows only a linear progression through the presentation, Storyline allows for branching. So a single slide with 3 buttons, for example, can direct students down 3 different pathways of information or pathways of slides. This, again, gives students a lot of control in how it is that they're consuming the content. Finally, question slides allow the incorporation of quizzes directly into the presentation. The scores that students achieve can be directly exported to Canvas. If PowerPoint is a tool for telling your students a story, then Storyline is a tool for making students a part of the story. So let's take a moment to look over how we could build a Storyline presentation. Here we have a presentation that I made to show off a few cool things. This is the story view, and it shows all of the slides and their relationship to one another. Groups of slides with a linear progression form scenes. In this presentation, the introductory scene branches after the 4th slide into 3 other scenes. Adding a new scene brings up a blank slide. You can use a pre-existing format for that slide, or you can make a slide from scratch. There are a lot of templates that are available online that are pretty easy to download that you can also use, and I'll show you a few of those. As I mentioned earlier, the interface is very much like that found in PowerPoint. In the Insert menu, you'll see a lot of the elements that you're familiar with, but also a slew of interactive features that are a little bit different. There are buttons, sliders, dials, hotspots, inputs, and markers that all automatically come with triggers. All you need to do is specify what action will happen when the students interact with these elements. But you can also add a trigger to any other element present in the presentation. Now let's see what this presentation looks like to a student. I downloaded this animation from the Storyline Commons. Students advance to the next slide when they're ready. On this slide, there are separate layers with unique content that is revealed when the students click on any of the numbered markers. After digesting all of this content about the basic elements of design, students can check their understanding with a quiz slide. I've set it so that the presentation won't advance until the student answers correctly. Now we've reached the branching slide. Students have an option of how to progress. I made each of the branches very short. So students can check out the chickens. This slide is a Commons template with a number of different layers. As they click on the different titles, they reveal different images about chickens. Or they can go back to the main menu for eating chicken and read some stories about eating. This is also a slide from a Commons template. I've customized it so that it has 6 tales about eating, and what is really interesting about this slide is that when you click on the different stories, you can get to some stories that themselves have triggers embedded within them to take students someplace else. All right, the last slide shows the use of hotspots. In this case, I made it so that when students roll over one hand or the other, new information from different layers is revealed about how to eat left and right-handed. And that's the bare bones of Articulate Storyline. Remember, this program has a lot of utility for generating self-contained online lessons, for making active learning exercises for your students, and keep in mind the potential for gamifying learning. If you join this technology with case studies, you can have a choose-your-own-adventure format where students really have to look at the consequences of decisions that they might make in a real-life scenario. I think the only concern you might have with using Articulate Storyline is that there are some accessibility concerns. There's an accessibility checker that is part of the program, and it's not that difficult to use. But because many of these slides become complex very quickly, there's a lot that you have to attend to. There are many different details. All of the visual elements require careful use of alternative text. You need to specify not just the text, but the order in which the text is read by a screen reader. That would be the tab order. So it can get pretty hairy pretty quickly. The audio elements that you add to any of these presentations also require closed captioning, which unlike in Kaltura doesn't happen automatically. You really have to invest in the closed captioning. Finally, because some of the quiz questions seem to be rendered as image files rather than as text files, it's not certain how those will react with screen readers. In spite of these concerns, Storyline presentations may be a useful way of adding content variety and active learning to your course. If you'd like to get a better idea of how students might experience a Storyline assignment, you can use this QR code to access a training course in Canvas. Once there, you can play around with the assignment that I created for this presentation. And that's this week's teaching tip, brought to you by the Center for Inclusive Teaching and Learning here at UWSP. Remember, at CITL we offer support for course design, learning activities, assessment, and pedagogy. If you'd like to use Articulate Storyline, visit our website to schedule a consultation today.